What's up, guys? This intro is a little different, but it's to match one of the most outstanding episodes we've ever had. We had Letrainiump Richard and his drummer Michael Rivera on the show. Letrainiump, he hails from New Orleans, now from Mamou, Louisiana. That 337 shouts out. This guy is the total package. He's going to blow up. He's an artist. He's a musician. He's a singer. He's a thought leader, philosopher. The guy is amazing. Seriously, one of the nicest people I've ever met, and so self-aware. That's why he connects with his fans so well. And he was coming through town, played at the Thirsty Hippo, and we got a chance to sit down and talk with him. And this is going to be one of those interviews I know later, in maybe 2-3 years, we're going to be like, I can't believe we actually got him on the show. It was so cool to see what it's like to be on tour, how he writes, because his music is seriously, you can't fake this. It's good. Attempting this style of music is not for the faint of heart. You got to have some guts. We talked about everything from creation to writing to philosophy and imposter syndrome, so I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Consider following us on Patreon. It helps us keep the show going. We're not asking for a lot. We just want to continue to do this show because we love you and we love this town and we love putting this on. No matter your preferred way to watch or listen, please share with your friends. We're trying to grow this show the same way we want this great city of ours to grow. Enough of that. Without further ado, Letrainiump Richard and Michael Rivera.
The hottest street boys, hottest street boys, hottest street boys, it's the hottest street boys.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, Jamie, that was nice, man. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That was great. That kind of felt like a Letrainiump song.
You know, that's my new theme song for like my new 90s sitcom.
So we wanted to say we're being a bit naughty. We want to produce your next album. So that was all beats. I played drums and percussion. We had keyboards, vocals with Jamie's looper. So if you ever need us,
I got you.
We're ready. We don't want to make it awkward though. So
Yeah.
dude, what if he would have just said no, Jamie? We'd have been crushed.
We're in though.
We didn't say no. It didn't.
Next album.
Yeah.
Produced by my boys.
Let's go, man. We are so excited to have Letrainiump and Michael. How are y'all today?
Pretty good.
Great.
I can't complain.
Looking forward to tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight's going to be fun.
So you're in town. We've talked about this. Like, you're based out in New Orleans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had talked about coming down and filming. Our friend Greg Sorensen at Be My Friend Studios that's our satellite location. Shout out to Greg. But it's so cool to have you here in Hattiesburg. You're playing at the Thirsty Hippo tonight for our friend Rebecca Chandler's birthday. Massive's actually opening up. Woo. So this is a huge deal. I kind of want to know like how you guys got to playing music together. Like, how'd you get started?
Ooh, that's a good one. So I used to play with just tracks, and I was just like me on stage awkwardly dancing to tracks. It was a lot. And then one day, Mike saw it and was like, yeah, dude, you need a drummer. And then he hit me up, and I had this like one song that I was like, this is a very hard song. I wonder if somebody can learn it. And he sent back a video of him playing it better than what I wrote. And I was like, yeah, come play drums for me. And so we rehearsed like a song without like any music and played like this video recording like the next day. And I knew. I was like, I can't let him go.
Dude, y'all live it's pretty cool, man. It's really cool. What's it like as a drummer, Mike, to have to play to like a click? Because that's pretty hard. You have to be pretty solid. That's something I would struggle with. Is I would just say I'm a jazz drummer and then quit. Like, I'm out. I like jazz, and then I'd leave. But like that's a tough gig. Like, how do you put up with that? How do you focus?
How do I focus? With a really silly look on my face, usually. I'm trying to work on that. But I don't know. I mean, I've like I come from a like academic music background, and I was always in drumline, stuff like that. So I like a metronome is kind of just ingrained in my brain and has been for a very long time now. So I guess I'm just kind of used to it.
Yeah, you can
Playing
mark
it
time,
quick.
huh?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Mike's on beat.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite rudiment?
My favorite rudiment?
I'm a
It's a hard
Radmacue
one.
guy.
Radmacue?
Yeah.
Those are cool. I don't know. I always thought cheeses were fun.
Yeah, that's not one of the. That's one of the hybrid rudiments.
Yeah.
So you're
If
fancy.
if I'm going more basic, I guess paradiddles
Okay.
are pretty cool.
And this is the part of the show where me and Michael nerd out about drum stuff, and no one knows what we're talking
I
about.
don't know what they talk about, dog.
Rudiments.
Jesus.
Me and Mike, we about to be buds, man. I love it. So Letrainiump, man, that is a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? It's so like, it's just so cool. Like
Yeah,
it just
thank
seems like is that your name?
It actually is my name. It's my first name.
That's killing.
my name is Letrainiump Richard. So the story that my mom gave me was that when she found out that she was pregnant for me, her and my dad, who she was with at the time, couldn't think of a name, and he would just say like random funny names, and he was like, "My name's Letrainiump," and then she was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, I have 2 different birth certificates." This is a story she gave me. My mom, I don't know how true this is, but that's the story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
And so she was like, that's a cool name. We're gonna name him Letrainiump. But she was like very adamant about like naming me something that was like completely different. No one else had. She wanted me to like do things like no one where we were from had done. She was like very adamant about like my life having purpose. So like my conception was purposeful, everything about it. Like so she gave me the name Letrainiump. I hated it the first like 15 years of my life. So I had everybody call me Trey because I was like, man, that's a long name. But it's something special when you kind of come into yourself and you're like, man, that's cool. When no one else has this name, I feel somewhat special, somewhat unique, So thank my mom for that.
Do you want to be a comfortable kid or a cool adult? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, facts.
You're only a kid for 18 years. So
Facts.
I'd rather be a cool adult personally. But yeah, dude, that's cool. Like I love the voicemails you have of you talking to. It's like your mother
My
leaving a
mom,
message.
that was one of her last voicemails she sent me.
Man, that's intense, man.
Yeah.
Like so she's since passed. That meant a lot to you to put that in your work, right?
Yeah. It's like the opening track for everything too. So like it's meditative for me. So it's more of a reminder. Yeah, it's cool in the song, but it's something special about like being on a stage, whether it's 5 people, whether it's 500 people, whether it's 5,000 people, and just knowing that my mom is telling me she loves me. She was like my biggest fan. So like just hearing that I love you before the set starts, it's kind of like a portal into my own world. Like I get to like duck away for a second. I'm there in front of people, but mentally I'm like, I'm loved, and that's really all that matters.
Man, that's beautiful. I had no idea. I just thought it was a cool thing.
It was.
Isn't it funny how the things you do when you follow like what your heart says tend to be things that end up seeming trendy?
Yeah.
If you try to be trendy or try hard, it doesn't
Man, they
play.
told you that in the 90s. Like, be you. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just hard to be yourself sometimes.
And bro, you are very much you. How would you describe your style of music?
I would say The Weeknd and the 1975 made a love child, and here I am.
That's really good. That's really good. I think it's one of those. The first time I saw you, you were opening for Goth Dad, friend of the show. Goth Dad, great people, man, love them. And Colin Cameron was like, dude, this guy it's the only guy I've only listened to Letrainiump for the last like 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, another drummer. And I was like, all right, well, I trust your taste. So, and the show was killer. And then I got into your Spotify. It's just like, man, it's so good. How do you, like, what's your creative process like? How do you write?
Man, it changes so much, to be honest with you. Like, I can write something, love it one day, and hate it the next, to be completely honest with you. But lately, what I've been doing is, like, I'll just get in the lab with, like, in the studio with me and Mike sometimes, like, on Tuesday nights or something. And we'll just, like, jam out on some stuff, like, put a progression together, just kind of build a song, basically. And then I just kind of do things in life. Like, I love to go to the park. I like taking long walks at the beach, things like that. You know what I mean? Things that really, like, make me feel alive, I just go out and go listen to my music while I'm doing things. It's, like, meditative, and I can think through it. And then I come back down and lay down vocals, do all that, write the story, and there it is. Once it hits the stage, it's like ready. It's like, all right, we're gonna perform it now, you know?
What's the biggest difference between recording and playing live for you?
Oh man, playing live for me is cool because it's like off the cuff. Like I can sing, you know what I mean? Like no fear. I'm already there standing in front of like people. So it's like the anxiety of being nervous, like what if I miss this note or what if I miss this word? It's like, I don't care. It's like you know, you can't get it back. It's a moment. And versus being in the studio, when it's just me in there and I'm recording vocals, I hear everything. So I can like say a word wrong and it's like, all right, 50 takes later, finally I got the inflection of that word correct, you know? It's like you overthink a lot of things when you get to the studio versus like sharing the experience with someone. If you mess up, I don't know, I try to build my brand on like comfortability. So if I mess up and somebody's right there, it's like, oh, well, that's a joke. It's an inside joke between us because you know I messed up. Versus being in the studio, it's like, oh man, millions of people are going to hear this. I got to get this right. You know what I mean? It's like a different kind of anxiety.
Well, and like you're very much, if you follow you on social media, like you're very much engaged with your audience, you know, like digitally, but also literally when you're playing a show. Yeah. I feel like you, while your studio stuff is great, I want to see you live, you know, like that energy, like, cause I want to, do you feel like that? We talked a little bit about this, how it's so easy when you put yourself out there to maybe deal with imposter syndrome a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But do you feel like that guy, like that person that attracts people, that people want to pay attention to and listen to?
You know, I want to tell you yes, but no, not at all. Not at all. Honestly, I'm just getting to the point in my life where I'm starting to see what people talk about. When they're like, oh man, that was incredible. Like, what an experience. I used to take it at like, people would say things like, you're different. Like, what you're doing is different. And I guess, like, when you grow up in, like, this kind of society, different is bad. You know, you kind of want to fit in. I'm realizing that different was never bad. It was, like, always my superpower to be, like, uniquely myself, you know? I'm one of one. That's it. You don't get another one.
We found that most people who were on the show, you know, it's me and Massive grew up. We were different too, still are, and you know it does take a while to figure out that that's not bad. It's just different.
Yeah,
you know, it's good. It should be celebrated. How do you stay consistent, like with your work? That this is your full-time musician, right?
Yeah.
How do you stay consistent? How do you treat it like a job? Because it looks exciting, right? But how do you treat it like the 9 to 5?
Routine, man. I stay in routine. I literally wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. And if like we're on the road, I may not wake up at 6, but if there's like a gym available to me, hit the gym, gotta meditate. I do a lot of yoga. I pray a lot, you know what I mean? So it's like I stay connected with my spirit. And then by the time 12 o'clock rolls around, I'm just like, I have a schedule. I'm an adult.
It's important to remember that. Yeah. So what's it like being on the road, Mike, with Letrainiump, man? What's it like going and playing shows in different towns and living the life?
Living the life. Well, it's not all it's cracked up to be a lot of times. But no, it is a lot of fun. We're about to go on our first, I guess if you want to call it a tour, like real tour.
Yes, we're calling it a tour. Yes. Say that you're going on tour. Say it out loud.
We're going to play this festival. It's called Steadfast Fest in Columbus, Ohio. No, there's a lot of Columbuses out there. So just clarify that one that's far. But that'll be the farthest we've gone. Other than that, the farthest we've been out so far is Austin, which we love going to Austin. That's probably our next best city other than home at the moment. But I'm really excited. I just want to get to a place where we can do it more often and show everyone out there what we're doing. And I'm really excited to get out there.
I'm curious, Trey, like what advice you might have for young musicians who might, you know, and we talk about, you know, Michael, you mentioned being in the drum line, maybe a kid who's in band at school, but sees what you do, and it's like this artistic venture.
Yeah.
Right? It's image, it's promotion, it's communicating with fans, it's live shows, it's recording. It's so many different things other than being a musician. What advice would you have for maybe a young person who wants to be the next Letrainiump?
Be consistent. Just like stay in there. Like it may suck some days. Some days you may hate your songs. Some days you may hate your performance. But some days you may love your songs, and some days you may love your performance. Just keep putting in the reps. You know, if you stay in the gym long enough, you'll gain something. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to stay in there. Don't give up.
What clicked for you, and when did it click that this was going to be what you were going to do with your life?
When I was 4 years old.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fortunate. Like, I've been knowing since I was a kid what I wanted to do, you know. But I think I watched Michael Jackson moonwalk across the stage when I was 4 years old, and that was it for me. I was like, that's it. I want to do that. And I would just all day go to my Casio, try to rewrite songs, like try to re-sing his songs, you know, just trying to train myself, just try to be myself. I mean, a lot of that influence is still there, but I think that was the moment it clicked. My adult years, when it clicked, was when I realized I didn't want to go to work from 9 to 5 every day. And I was just wore out. Like, I was just at work all the time. And I had a bunch of friends that was starting businesses and like really pursuing business ventures. And it looked like it was successful to them at the time. And I was like, I don't know what else I can do. I just like to write music. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Can I learn how to do this? And I literally bought stuff and learned how to do it, you know?
Yeah. That's wild to me, man. Yeah, MJ was such a huge influence on so many people. And I like what you're doing because, like Michael Jackson, you have to have an insane amount of talent to even attempt it.
Yeah.
There's certain styles of music you can skate by, and it's cool. And you can still I guess, express like what you're feeling through that medium. But like with this type of music, it feels like you're very exposed up there.
Yeah.
It just has to be good.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be able to dance, you gotta be able to sing, you have to have like energy, and you have to be authentic because it's just you and drums behind you. People are gonna know if you're phoning it in.
Yeah,
or
for
faking
sure.
it. Like it's just, I don't know, man. Just not a lot of people are doing it. That's why it's so cool to me. But so you have a tour coming up. What else do you have coming up that people could kind of keep their eyes open for?
New single called Go. October 28th, projected. No, October 28th is when it's coming out. It's definitely going to come out then. I have no choice. It's like almost done mixing, so yeah.
Well, it's like the tour thing. It's a real tour. It's coming out October 28th.
Hey, we're just starting to wake up to a lot of this stuff.
Hey.
It's like, oh my gosh, this is our jobs.
Say what you mean. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I love that. October 28th. People can listen on Spotify. What other streaming services are you on?
Every one of them.
Okay.
Every one of them.
YouTube Music. Yeah. Awesome. Apple Music. And then people can follow you on social media.
Yeah.
Keep up to date with that. And you're going to play at the Hippo tonight. That's going to be so cool.
I love coming out here. This place is great.
Bro, the Hippo loves you. We talk about the Hippo all the time. So fortunate for that place because this is happening because of the Hippo.
Yeah, right.
Because you played there, we saw it, and yeah, shouts out to Goth Dad once again. Goth Dad's actually my real dad. A lot of people know that, so it's pretty cool. But would y'all be down to actually perform in studio for us?
Let's do it.
All right, so after this, we're gonna have Letrainiump Richard and Michael Rivera perform live in studio. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's talk money for a second. You need to get your money right, and you're not going to go live off the grid because you like showers and electricity too much. I know. So you got to deal with money? Let Community Bank help you out. They have this app. It's called CB2Go. So easy to deposit checks. You can check your statements, check out account activity. They'll even send you text alerts based on your account activity to make sure you're in tune with what's going on with all your accounts. You can even send money to friends and family via Zelle. On top of that, they offer the finance management tool My Money. Helps you keep track of everything. So click the link in the description or in our bio to find out more about the CB2Go mobile banking app. Community Bank is a community you can count on. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, we're Letrainiump, and this is So Alive. Can't help but notice
outside of time we go. It's interstellar. I want more. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. Oh, you make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me feel it. I just can't get enough. Ooh, yeah, ooh, you make me, ooh, you take me there. I just can't get enough. Ooh, yeah, ooh, you make me, ooh, you take me there. I just can't get enough. Ooh, yeah, ooh, you make me, ooh, you take me there. I just can't get enough. Ooh, yeah, you make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. Oh, you make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me feel it.
We want to thank Letrainiump Michael for being here. Go see them when they're coming to a city near you. Link in the description below. Thank you guys for doing this.
Thank you. We did it. Dun, 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 dun. We did it.